Got quite the fighting spirit in you there, I have to say. Most intriguing, and yet no surprise for someone born in hell itself. You come on out of there and tell me all about it. I'm a fellow student of death, you see. You reject my generous offering of aid? You must not know me very well. Death shall come regardless, either to your enemies or you. I must say you deal death rather exquisitely, though perhaps I could be of some further assistance in such matters, yes? Ah, I figured that you must have been the source of all that bloodshed underneath the earth. Let me see if I can make your death-dealing a little more efficient. Well, my hellborn kin, my blessing now is yours to do with as you wish, provided you inflict a little suffering for me. I've just the thing for you this time, my kin. May I present my instruments of pain? I surely hope your bloodshed's going well, and long that there shall be no end to it. I am, as ever, here to serve your benefit. How fares your endless war against the dead? Let it be known that I am happy to take sides in such affairs. Please, I insist. Death rears its head in all too many forms, I'm sure you know. Though you may never find them all, I nonetheless encourage you to try. The wretched dead you face perhaps forget themselves. Go then. Remind them of the agony which brought them to your realm. Life and death are inextricable, and war is often what connects the two. Don't you agree? This world has a limitless capacity for pain, and so it truly is no inconvenience to help you to bring out a little more. The living and the dead alike desire what I represent. Their appetite for bloodshed cannot easily be sated. A goal to strive for, no? Perhaps the dead you stand against have long forgotten the experience of anguish and despair. I trust that you shall soon remind them for me. Beautiful, isn't it? The strife which follows you. You have a real knack for this, and I, for one, am happy to assist. Some would question the destruction which you sow, but I shall never do so. I fully understand your impulses. Allow me to indulge them. Not once has your Lord Father thanked me for delivering vast portions of his clientele. Surely you shall be more grateful for my gifts. Do you suppose the dead feel pain unlike the living? This is for me an endless fascination. So go on, and give me more to think about. As you continue waging war against the dead, I gladly lend you my support, family to family, no questions asked. Let us together deal some death, shall we? Shall we continue our campaign against the dead? What do you say we bring the dead some pain, for old time's sake? The devastation you have caused has not escaped my notice. We stand before a golden opportunity to inflict pain. Let us proceed. There is no problem war cannot sort out. Ah, there you are, my kin. I have a gift to aid your bloody work. Ah, my favorite underworld death dealer. I so look forward to the pain you shall inflict this time around. Would that a sudden scourge of war would help you out of your predicament? Why, I would stir one up for you without a second thought. I see you have the Lady Aphrodite's blessing there already. Love and death together hand in hand. Sounds most agreeable to me. Lord Zeus has gotten to you first, I see. My father's gifts are generous indeed, though I think I can help in my own way. The blessing of your uncle Lord Poseidon might have helped you to this point, but here, my gift shall see you further still. That drunkard Dionysus cannot help you near as much as I, my hell-born kin. Compare the gift he gave to what I offer you. So Artemis, my lonely half-sister, got to you first. She merely helps you hunt, whilst I shall help you kill. Observe. You bear the blessing of Athena, yes? She would protect you from your enemies, whilst I would rather that you slay them and be done. Did you happen to know, my kin, that you have slain more than 100 foes since you began your quest? You have, for I am keeping count, and I am most impressed. You traveled rather far down there since last we met, my kin, and that means you have dealt incalculable death. I must commend you thus. Know that I admire your Lord Father very much, for his grim work lets me continue mine. I trust that one day you shall settle your dispute. I so anticipate the day you finally arrive upon Olympus. There are few amongst us here with interests such as those I think we share. You are the son of Night herself, they say. A fascinating character, ill-liked upon Olympus, although I myself have always longed to meet her. Perhaps you know a god called Thanatos. The two of us are very close associates, you know. Do give him my best wishes should you see him soon. It is a veritable crime your father distances himself from all the rest of us. It is fortunate that you yourself are not so disagreeable. I knew that foul boatman would come through, and you would find amongst his wares this gift. I give to you this token of respect, buried though it must have been within the boatman's hoard. You would deny such aid as I would offer you. How rather disappointing. You've more to learn about the art of dealing death, it seems. An incorrect decision there, my kin, to side against me thus. Blood needs be shed, and yours is going to suffice. It seems unwise of you to thus dismiss my offering. Suffer, then, a while by my hand. Your choice leaves much to be desired here, my kin. My temper I shall keep in check, but only barely so. The sacrifice in blood is fully paid, and we are squared away. Though, think you twice next time before you cross me, Well, haven't you withstood my murderous intent? Resilience as this deserves reward, and I am feeling rather generous. It is not often I attempt to kill someone and they survive. Bravo. Our score is settled up for now, so let us carry on as friends. You capably survived my wrath, and I commend you for it. Let us continue on, as friends and kin. I think that we are squared away for now, though do not test my patience further, Such a splendid offering to me. How very thoughtful there, my kin. I am taken aback, though I accept. An offering? For me? Indeed. How gracious that you keep me in your thoughts. Know that likewise I keep you in mine. I do appreciate this gift to me, although you really shouldn't have. The suffering which you inflict is ample compensation in itself. You are a flatterer, my death-inflicting kin. And I am feeling generous as well, so here, a small token for you of my affection. You bear Varatha, the eternal spear. I thought it lost. Have you any idea how many lives it drank during your father's glory days? Ah, you wield Coronacht, the Heartseeker. It pierced 3 titans in one shot back in the war amongst our kind. Please do take care of it. You have the Shield of Chaos, Aegis, quite unlike the one my good sister Athena likes to flash around. You have much better taste. You seem to be upon the verge of death, my kin. I cannot wait to hear of it. The experience of death, time after time. You are one of a kind. Ah, my kin, but you have suffered terribly to come this far. No matter, for we shall soon pay your enemies in kind. Hail, my kin. Greetings, fellow bringer of death and so on. How is hell treating you today? How fares your war against the dead? Greetings, it is I. How very thoughtful. Most intriguing. Why, thank you. How very gracious. I shall remember this. A thoughtful gesture. This is for you. A token of my gratitude. That was ill-advised. A terrible mistake. A foolish move. I wished only to speak to you in private once again, my kin, except, you see, you interrupt me once again, dear sister. You know I do not care for that. I warn you to stay out of my affairs. I shall aid my kin as I see fit. It shall be exactly as you say, Lord Father. Your wishes are identical to mine. Why, you are wielding Exegryph, the Rail of Adamant. A most fascinating device. Imagine the new face of war should its secret someday be revealed and spread to mortal kind. You are a most impressive death dealer, my kin. For by my estimation you have slain at least 1,000 souls down there. Souls mostly having died before, but still. 10,000 souls have fallen to you now, my hellborn kin. I am rather beside myself, I must admit. Fine work. I trust that Thanatos is doing well, although he brings to mortals merciful release, whilst I most certainly do no such thing. I do appreciate his take on it. It is my understanding that you have grown rather close with Thanatos, my kin. A perfect choice of mate, though I confess I'd not expected Death to have affection for another save himself. I sense that you have forged a greater bond with your instruments of destruction there, my kin. Then that is very good, and may their altered form serve you quite well. Our messenger Hermes has been in contact with you by now, yes? Perhaps you shall not see him very often, for my work keeps him rather preoccupied shepherding souls and such. Ah, my kin, I sensed fresh bloodshed from you recently, the real kind, for you have slain the living near the surface, have you not? Mere vermin, yes, but good enough for me. The greatest wars require great alliances, my kin, and so I shall entrust to you some of the greatest methods of destruction I've devised thus far. The winds of war blow fiercely on the surface now, my kin. Thus I am able to confer upon you even greater power than has been my custom. A disappointing choice, my kin, and there are consequences to such choices every single time. Your course of action here was ill-advised, my kin, for war shall come to you no matter what, as I shall presently reveal. The whims of our kind are unpredictable, my kin, but you shall find responses to such acts to be the definition of consistency. I'll not abide such disregard of our past companionship, my kin. In war, one must take sides, and you had best choose mine. You crossed the fields of death impressively back there, though you are fortunate I'm in a giving mood. When blood is spilled and death is dealt, I simply cannot remain discontented for too long. What I could see of that display of violence you just sowed was thoroughly commendable, my kin. Then here. Your sacrifice to me just now has moved me to forgiveness for the time. Thus shall we call a truce. A war can only last so long, my kin. This one is not worth the pursuit, I think, when we can wage a greater one together. My blessing be with you, and may death follow in your wake. Please spread some suffering down there for me, my kin. I shall empower you to acts of greater violence than before. War needn't carry out solely above the earth, my kin. I trust that the destruction which you sow is going well. The recent devastation which you caused, that was impressive work. Whenever you bring death, why, you've my full support. How fares the ceaseless slaying of your foes? Quite well, my kin? Perhaps my blessing shall let you deliver death still more efficiently. Your father's realm shall be quite full, I think, once you and I are through. The finest instruments of death at my disposal shall be yours. I'd like to offer you a choice amongst my most exquisite tools which inflict suffering. What say we start our next war with a special flair, my kin? I've not seen ample blood spilled recently, so let's please make up for lost time. I trust the riverboatman Charon has been keeping plenty busy lately, thanks to me. The boatman Charon ought invest into a boat of more substantial size if he's to keep up with my work, my kin. Perish, all of you. Behold the violence. Suffer and die. War is inevitable. I faintly sense the mark of goddess Demeter upon you, Her power over plentitude is opposite to mine in some respects, but lately she has channeled it in manners more agreeable to me. Why, my dear Artemis, the hunt is but a prelude to a war, is that not so? For if all mortal kind knew naught of hunting, why, they would not be nearly so adept at killing one another. Perhaps our skill sets once were meant for different purposes, dear Artemis, but who are we to doubt the end result? Observe what shall transpire once we grant our kin our combined might. The cold of death is quite becoming of the goddess Demeter, do you not think so, my death-dealing kin? She is becoming well accustomed to it too. I do not question that your influence can stir a mortal's impulses toward war, O goddess Demeter. At least we can agree that our domains are quite compatible. How is your mother Nyx of late, my kin? Have you yet given to her my regards? For I should think that night and war would share a common ground. Do tell your mother Night herself that I am often thinking of her here, although we haven't met. She must believe that there are those upon Olympus who admire her. Perhaps once all of this is over, my good kin, you might arrange twixt myself and your dark mother, Nyx, some sort of chance to meet. Do think upon it, and declare to her my interest, if you please. Your mother, Nyx, and I, we have begun a correspondence, my good kin. I do appreciate your putting us in touch. She is a lovely specimen, if you don't mind my saying so, perhaps. You shall be pleased to hear that your own mother, Nyx, and I, why, we intend to meet. I'm quite excited to exchange ideas in the flesh. Please send your mother, Nyx, my warm regards, won't you, my kin? Would that the others on Olympus knew and understood your kind as I now do. Recently there was a burst of violence on the surface, near to where you are, but higher up. 'Twas altogether odd, but must have forced you to return once more. No matter, time is on our side. I know your efforts to come here have repeatedly been thwarted, my good kin. However, we have caused such violence in the intervening time that we must take this as a real victory. Let us continue for however long it takes. Most often when I'm given offerings, it is with wishes that I lend my favor in a coming war. Yet from you, my kin, I sense no such motive. I'm quite taken aback by that, I must admit. You're most gracious with me, my kin, and I remain enthralled as ever by your blood-soaked way of life. I trust the violence I have wrought on your behalf has been quite satisfactory. Ah, such an exquisite gift this is indeed. Yet the destruction you have sown, the sheer carnage, nothing can surpass that, I should think. Should you ever go to war, my kin, genuinely go to war, I mean, do look me up. I imagine I would take your side. Ah, my closest kin in all the underworld, I see you there, I think. What sort of violence shall we sow together this time, you and I? There's so much insufferable talk of peace up here, my kin. It is quite the relief to focus on much more important things with you. You must know I often hunger for destruction, almost uncontrollably at that, though I am finding you are able to sate that appetite of mine. War shall be waged here no matter what, my kin. But even still, I am dismayed you would have sided against me. You wish to have a taste of what a war against me would be like? Well then, I shall oblige. Did I detect some hesitancy on your part just then? Perhaps you knew that you were making a mistake. No matter, you'll learn now. You shall not goad me into anger with a petty insult such as this, you know. Nevertheless, there is a price which must be paid for it. Ah, after a show of violence such as that, how can I possibly remain upset, my kin? Your slight against me is already forgotten, for I was more than pleased to witness such a monstrous show of force. You're wise to side with me. Let us wage war together, then. A shrewd decision on your part. Neutrality was not an option here. Then let us stand together. I knew you would be sensible. You must know mercy simply isn't in my nature. What is a war without its tragic losses here and there? It is unwise to side against me in a war. Your boatman there is a reliable deliverer of death, it seems, and that makes 3 of us, I think. I know that you have many aspirations, my good kin. To be plain with you about my own motive for a moment, as long as you continue bringing swift and steady death, you shall have my unyielding support. The more you slay your enemies, my kin, the stronger the bond between us, I think. Can you not feel it too? Though perhaps your lust for blood overpowers your other senses, May all the death you bring become the stuff of legends told in fearful mortal whisperings around the world, my kin. War's such a wondrous thing, my kin. It solves so many different problems whilst perpetuating its own inevitability. Let's keep it up then, There are so many types of death, and yet the sudden, violent kind is unsurpassed, I think. I am quite eager to commence jointly killing your enemies, my kin. What do you say we start another of our famous killing sprees, my kin? It's not been long since I last saw bloodshed, but far too long for me, nevertheless. My finest implements of death I now avail to you, my worthy kin. Let us make this bloodletting truly one to remember, then, May you sow such destruction as to shake this mountain to its core, my kin. I shall now give you the means to wreak such havoc there, my kin. So much letting of blood, so much of it your own. Let's see to keeping you alive and in the fight a while longer, then. You're on the verge of yet another brush with death, I see, my hell-born kin. Do send some others down with you, would you? A mortal surely would have already succumbed to injuries such as the ones you've suffered there. Impressive how you carry on like that. Would that I knew the goddess Nyx myself, my kin. So many of my wars are waged by night. I am most grateful, and I wish her well. I was quite pleased to hear again from Nyx of late, my kin. May the wondrous goddess Nyx continue to watch over you and darken the eyes of your foes. To think you have the goddess Nyx's aid as well as mine. Do you ever think to yourself that you were born a bit too late, my kin? For my part, I wish that I could have been there myself when my father and the others waged ferocious war against the Titans. Ah, it must have been a sight. Ah, you bear the blood-filled vial which I granted you. The mortal's blood contained therein. I drew it myself. Too seldom am I able to become directly involved in such matters. Well, if it isn't Malphon, the twin fists, bound to your very capable hands. So many weapons are so indirect, I think. With Malphon you are about as close to the destruction as can be. Why, I believe that is the frost-fair blade you bear. I understand it shall become the instrument of choice of yet another god of war some day. I long to meet him, this fellow student of death. Ah, that blade of yours. It looks as though it could relieve a mortal of his head with ease. Excalibur, is it? I've studied all the Fates' designs, and this one is among my favorites. The fated bow Sharonga in your grasp. That is not a form I'd expected you to wield. You have exquisite taste in weaponry, my kin. Is that the fire-eating shield of the great warrior Beowulf which you have there? I knew the Fates had plans for it, but I did not expect for you to be a part. You bear the warring instrument of one called Lucifer, I see. I've little to go on about him, but it is clear he knows a thing or two about destruction, is it not? Those are the gauntlets of the fated King Gilgamesh, are they not? A bringer of destruction, and an agent of the Fates. You are full of surprises, my kin. Surely you've heard the rumblings about a war which has erupted on the surface here. Doubtless you've seen an influx of fallen mortals. It's quite a decent one, I have to say. Though unlikely to rise to the ranks of the greats. Too few armies involved in it, I fear. I sense so much death at the gates of your father's realm of late, my kin. Now I know that seems perfectly ordinary on the face of it, except there's something more. I wonder if you know the reason why. Well, my hellborn kin, I have to say that there are times I wish I could have been acquainted with your father somewhat more, if you'll forgive my saying so. My father and my uncle here, they're predisposed quite differently than I. Indeed, they have, good Uncle Poseidon. Mortals show great ingenuity when war is concerned. It drives their sense of progress more than anything at all. Perhaps someday they shall wage war even in farther skies. Wars waged over love, my kin, can you imagine that? The Lady Aphrodite and I can endlessly discuss such circumstances. I trust from time to time you stop to ask yourself how come you choose to fight. Not that you need a reason, of course. Mortals are so bent on clinging to their lives that many of them would gladly kill for it. The surge of emotion which they feel, one passion is no different from another, Lady Aphrodite, dear. Ah, my kin, I was just inquiring with Lord Dionysus here, under which circumstances are the greatest mortal feasts of all prepared, because I have a certain hunch regarding that. Why, my Lord Dionysus, I fail to see why such discussion is perceived as unbecoming of a feast. A successfully conducted war is certainly a cause for celebration, is it not? My, what is this, my kin? Some sort of invitation for me, I presume? Not just for me. This symbolizes all the others here? Most intriguing. I shall investigate the meaning of this as quickly as I'm able then. But first, I wish to tell you once again I had a splendid time during our recent shared festivities, my kin. At last, I've finally seen your death-filled realm firsthand. I learned a great deal. And I look forward to learning more from our successful collaboration, You know, my kin, I had misunderstood that Nyx was your mother. But Persephone, I never took her for the sort to have an interest in your realm. Alas, that we never had opportunity to discuss the subject here. Your good mother Persephone, dread queen of the underworld. I certainly misjudged her when we had occasion to interact whilst she resided on Olympus. Perhaps I too should consider a life there in your realm. Ah, you bear your own father's blessing, my kin. Such a surprise. I know the two of you are now in league, and yet I am still quite accustomed to the thought that you harbor warlike hatred for one another. Perhaps there's still a trace of that, though, How is Nyx of late, my kin? Have you yet given to her my regards? For I should think that Night and War would share a common ground. Do tell Night herself that I am often thinking of her here. She must believe that there are those upon Olympus who admire her. Perhaps once all this is over, my good kin, you might arrange twixt myself and the goddess Nyx some sort of chance to meet. Do think upon it, and declare to her my interest, if you please. The goddess Nyx and I, we have begun a correspondence, my good kin. I do appreciate you putting us in touch. She is a lovely specimen, if you don't mind my saying so, perhaps. You shall be pleased to hear that Nyx and I, why, we intend to meet. I'm quite excited to exchange ideas in the flesh. Please send the goddess Nyx my warm regards, won't you, my kin? Would that the others on Olympus knew and understood your kind as I now do.